Here are the answers to these 3 division questions. So question 1 is subtracting fractions. So the first thing we need to do here is rewrite these as top-heavy fractions. So your first one here, we've got 6 1/5. So we take the whole number and we multiply by the denominator. So we do 6 times 5, which is 30. And then we add our numerator, so we add on that 1. So that's going to give us 31/5. And then for the second one, we've got 2 1/3. So again, we take the 2 times the 3 for 6, add on that 1, which gives you 7, so 7/3. Now that these are both top-heavy fractions, we can go ahead and do smile and a kiss to do the subtraction. So we multiply our denominators, so 5 times 3 will give us 15 on the bottom of each fraction. And then we always start on the top left, so 31 times 3 is going to give us 93. And then we do the 5 times 7, so 35. And now that these are both the same denominator, we can go ahead and do the subtraction. So 93 subtract 35 is going to leave you with 58/15. And then we can go ahead and change that to a mixed number. So how many times does 15 fit into 58? Well, that would be 3 times. That would give you 45. So your remainder would be 13/15. And we always want to see if there's anything we can simplify here. So 13/15, there's nothing you can simplify there. So that would be you finished. Okay, question number 2, we have find the equation of the straight line that's shown here. So we have here a point 6, 4 as a coordinate, and then we also have the point 8 where that line is crossing the y-axis. So the first thing I would get you to do is write that point 8 as a coordinate. So as a coordinate, that would be 0, 8, okay? Now that you have your 2 coordinates, we can go ahead and do our gradient formula. So your gradient, you've got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's going to give us 4 minus 8 on the top line, and then 6 minus 0 on the bottom line. And if we simplify that, 4 minus 8, well, that's minus 4. 6 minus nothing is 6. And then we would simplify that fraction, so that's going to be minus 2/3. Now that we have our gradient, we can go ahead and use our equation of a straight line. Now, because we know where the y-intercept is here, we know this line is crossing through at 8, we can actually use the equation y equals mx plus c. Okay, we know what the m value is, that's minus 2/3. We know what the c value is, that's our y-intercept of 8. So all we would do is write into our equation minus 2/3 x plus 8. And that would be that question finished there. If you don't know the y-intercept, okay, if you only have 2 coordinates, you would have to use the other straight line equation, which is y minus b equals m bracket x minus a. But because we know this line crosses at 8, we can go ahead and use this y equals mx plus c. Okay, question number 3, we have indices. So what we're going to be doing here is multiplying out the bracket. So we have here that we're going to be doing a squared bracket 2a minus a half as the power plus an a. So we're going to have to do this term times this term, and then this term times this term. So the first one, we're going to have a squared times 2a to the power of minus a half. So when we multiply terms, we're adding the powers together. So really what we're doing here is we're doing 2 plus minus 1/2, okay? So that's just going to become 2 minus a half, which I would hope that you could just do in your head, which would be 1.5, which we would need to write as a top-heavy fraction, okay? No mixed numbers for powers. So we would write that as 3/2. So your first term here is going to be 2a 3/2 as your power. Your second term is just a squared times a, so that's just going to become a cubed, okay?